ourselves into the deep stream and begin to trudge against the current. It's very difficult to put one foot in front of the other. As the water gets deeper and deeper and threatens to overtake us, we can't see any way out. We're about to drown. There are people along the banks of the river that are telling us to just get out of the water. If it were only that easy. Human beings seem to be really good at making a difficult life more difficult. We dump struggle and suffering on top of suffering. It is our need for excess to replace success. I'm Kevin Donaldson here with Mike Felice, and on this episode of the Suffering Podcast, we sit down with Bobby Cudele to discuss the suffering of alcoholism. Bobby has stepped back out of the water, and he's here to tell his tale. Bobby, thank you so much for coming in today.
No problem, guys.
Before we get into anything, Mike, I got a real good social media question, and it's going to be fun for everybody. Because we've all had those calls throughout our careers. We're all police officers in this room, or we were at one point. Some of us still have to work. I'm sorry, Bobby. We've all had those calls where you walked out crying, laughing. So Sam writes, what is the funniest call you've ever been on as a police officer? Bobby, you're our guest today. Let's start there.
Listen, he's from Hudson County. Every call's a fucking joke.
Every call is a joke. I got a really good one, but it's a little sensitive in today's environment. It deals with transgender. Can we speak about that?
Sure, absolutely. Mike's transgender. He's good.
I go to a job, Hampton Inn. Guy's sitting in the hallway crying. This is a while ago. What's he crying about? Oh, prostitute took his money, didn't pay, whatever the case was. Sergeant goes, another guy goes in, talking to the girl. They're out with the John. John got a gift card. Gift card didn't have money on it. The girls check it now. You know, that's how they get paid. Gift cards. No more cash.
Okay.
Kevin knows that.
Unless you're down AC.
Okay.
Vegas.
So I've heard.
Turns out that the girl is a guy. Is transgender.
Right.
Spot on. I mean, you're like, wow, you know.
Did a good job, right?
Guy I'm working with, no names, doesn't want to. He's like, that's not a guy. That's a girl. I said, okay, whatever. I said, what's your name, honey? Destiny. Go back out, talk to this guy. What happened? He goes, she met me at the Speedway, and I wanted to go in here, and blah, 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 this whole thing. Okay. Go back in. Transgender says, listen, he's supposed to pay. He didn't pay. I checked the card. I told him get lost. He said he's going to call the cops, and this is where we are right now. And he's crying out in the hallway.
The transgender or the John?
The John.
Okay.
Transgender is with another guy.
Was it a John or was it a Bobby?
We're not going to get into that. No comment.
It's another episode.
Anyway, we take care of the John and tell the John, listen, I tell John, I'm going to lock you up for, you know, I make up some stuff, theft of services, whatever. And then, you know, I know you beat her, blah, blah, blah. And then he starts really crying for real now. You're going to tell my wife, you know, whatever. I go back in the room and I said, Destiny, this is my friend. I said, can you do me a favor? Whatever. Are you in charge? I'm like, yeah, I'm in charge. I was a detective at the time. I go, show it to him. She goes, am I not going to get arrested? I said, nope. I said, show it to him. She reaches down and it drops out. Now the guy I'm working with, he sits down on the bed and he goes, oh my God. And I go, what? I go, you didn't believe me? I said, what's wrong? Do you need the ambulance? What, you want me to get something? He looked like pale. He goes, no. He goes, I don't know if I'm disappointed or a little excited.
Oh my gosh.
Whoops.
I walked out of there cracking up. So that was the most recent, but I have millions of stories that I just walked out and I just was laughing, you know.
Mike, go to you.
When I first got promoted to sergeant, we had a brand new guy working on the shift. So they generally let him drive around with the supervisor. We go to a residential burglary. I'm walking him through the whole thing. You know, you got to look for the pry marks on the door and, you know, entrance, exit, you know, going through the whole thing with the guy. So I'm walking around the bedroom. You know, obviously they go to the master bedroom, go around the bedroom looking for different things. You know, the top drawers are open, the underwear drawer, everything goes through. I look under the bed and I see something under there. So I tell the new guy, I said, this is why you got to check the room. I said, now, female that's there, actually pretty good looking female. And all the guys are checking her out and everything else. Typical cop stuff. I said, when you go to a scene, you got to take in everything. You got to look everywhere. I said, this could solve the case. I said, go to her side of the bed. Look under the bed. There's evidence right under her. He goes over, he looks, bent down, looked up. He was pale as a ghost. It was a 12-inch pink fucking dildo laying right under the bed. He just looked at me like,
And now Mike has a 12-inch pink fucking dildo in his house.
I know, personally.
For me, it's got nothing to do. My funniest story has got nothing to do with sex. It was 6:30 in the morning. I'm working a midnight shift. We get called to this house for a baby squirrel in the bedroom. You're rubbing the sleep out of your eyes. So two of us get there. We go up and we see it looks more like a chipmunk than a baby squirrel. But who am I? I'm not a zoologist. The minute we get close to this thing, it fucking jumps and spreads. It's a flying squirrel. Now, I have a bad problem with bats. Some people are afraid of snakes. Some people are afraid of spiders. Bats make my skin crawl. So this thing looked like a squirrel or a chipmunk, and a bat had a baby. And every time we get close to this thing, it jumps. And you see two grown men who are running around the room like Clark Griswold going, "Oh, it's on my back. Get it off me. Get it off me. Get it off me." We're running around the room. She has one of these central vacs. We plug in the central vac, and because it's the only way we could get near it, it's got a long tube on it. I hold it out. I clunk it on the head, and the thing takes one step and falls over. I suck it up on the end of it and then drop it out the window. All right, turn it off, and boom, gone. We must have laughed forever for that one. But there's lots of the sex ones as well, and they seem to be the most funny. Like you catch that married guy with the dildo up his ass. That happens quite a bit.
Actually, that's exciting, but
listen,
I have a fear of midgets.
Oh, yeah. We can't say midget. Now that we can't say because we Mike and I actually become friends with one that we had on our show, Scott Stevens.
I'm friends with Beetlejuice, but I'm just saying I'm scared.
I don't like that guy.
Well,
I don't like
tough.
Beetlejuice.
He's tough to get along with.
You know, he accused me of shitting in his pants.
I threw him at a bachelor party, and Rooney was his guy at the time. I don't know if he's still his manager, and he said, "Bobby, don't throw him over the air mattress." Cleared it with some to spare, and he had a bike helmet on. Dude, to this day, I don't think he hates me. Fuck you, cop. Fuck you, cop.
Well, you know what? You're not going to give him any more brain damage. He's out of his mind. So, Bobby Cudele, I've heard so much about you, not only from Mike, from plenty of other people. You seem to be a very popular individual in the North Jersey area.
Depends on who you're talking to.
Right.
Popular in which way?
But I also know that you've been a big supporter of our show since the very beginning.
Yes.
Somebody with your background and coming from where you come from, where we're going to get to in a little bit, I'd really like to hear what you think about the Suffering podcast.
I think that in the law enforcement community, there's a lot of pain. There always is. And people don't understand that unless you're in the law enforcement community or family members get it. What you guys do is, for years and years and years, we had nowhere to go. You know, you have nowhere to turn. You got to deal with it.
We were too afraid to turn to someone or you'd be labeled.
You get labeled weak as a cop and it's over. Not only that, you're always worried about what people are, the bad side of it. So you fall into a bottle like I did, or you go in other directions and you don't have anybody to talk to. I never was a big fan of cop to cop. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but who am I talking to?
But, it's a type A personality that doesn't want to talk to people. You don't think you need help.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Walking around like, hey, listen, I wasn't the guy that I had friends. Everybody was my friend, much like Mike. We were friends with everybody. It wasn't just the guys that played sports or the guys that played music, right?
Well, coming from the small town, everybody
knew each other, and there was no bullying and all that crap. We just all got along. It was fine. We did our thing. But when you become a police officer, you're an authoritative figure,
You're there to fix the problems.
I'm there to fix the problem. I'm there to support the community. People are coming to me for things that don't even fall under my job scope, but I'm helping them with it. Now I'm a therapist. I'm a social worker. I'm all these things wrapped up into one. There's nowhere to go. So when you guys started doing this and I started listening to some of the stuff, I was like, wow. And it covers a broad spectrum. You guys really cover a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we do.
It's actually really cool stuff. I mean, some of the stuff you did down in Florida, I listened to it a couple of times. It's just really interesting. But from just the cops aspect, someone who's still active, it helps. And just listening to it helps. Not coming on a show. Believe me, I'm over the moon. You guys asked me to come on.
That was Kevin's idea.
Of course.
That's the first time you ever gave me credit for anything.
Fuck Bobby. Fuck Bobby.
I don't want to have that fucker on
here. Can we get Crudele on? No. Because listen, I know both of you very well. I know I'm going to fucking need therapy after this fucking thing because you guys are going to fucking limb-base me. I'm just waiting for it. I'm surprised we made it this far.
This is all the therapy you're going to need because it's nothing. I've been there before on the other side, and I get more out of this, what you guys are doing, than I ever got sitting in front of a doctor.
I just was down in South Jersey. I was talking to my cousin. My cousin is a vet, and he's got some issues going on because of stuff he saw while in service. His mother calls me, and I'm very close with his mother, and she says, he's not doing well. So when I go, I said, I'll tell you what, I'll call him up. We'll go have dinner. I had a great time. I mean, I had a fantastic time. We go and we meet up. He's willing to tell me more stuff because he knows I've been in a shooting. He knows I went down that bad rabbit hole, and he's going to talk to me more than his own mother. I'm not saying it's the right way. It's just the truth. That's the way it is. A cop is going to talk to a cop, or somebody with trauma in their life is going to talk to somebody else with trauma.
Because you're on equal ground.
Right.
You're
level playing field.
Level playing field. Exactly. Well put.
Yeah, you're welcome.
See, it's not that bad.
I know what Mike has told me about you. I believe like a third of what he says. So I want you to tell our audience a little bit about yourself.
Listen, a third of what I said isn't a quarter of what Bobby Cudele is all about. Believe me.
I'm a very fucked up individual.
You'll fit right in here.
You may be a co-host now.
Yeah.
What, you want me to start from the beginning, or I
when you came out of your dad's balls.
Oh my God, dude! Best
What a
part
ride.
of me went down the sheet. Obviously,
He said it was
What a ride! Like
it was
you went
the
straight
best
through.
ride.
Dude, it was insane.
It was like a log flume.
Right through the fallopian tubes.
I was blowing my father. What?
The whole opening scene to Look Who's Talking, with Bobby's voice going, "Hey guys, let's go this way. You guys go that way. I go this way."
What the fuck is going on here?
Guys, get back in. It's only a blowjob.
I feel like I'm getting chased by a bunch of tadpoles. What's going on?
My family's from Jersey City, and my mother divorced my father. We moved to North Arlington, my stepfather's house. That's probably where it all ended for me because I met Mike.
So you got your first blowjob in North Arlington by Mike.
Third grade.
Yeah.
He actually made me wear my football helmet, which was kind of weird. But,
Right through the face mask.
Right through the face mask.
Well, that way you didn't go as deep.
Yeah.
It was kind of
like
like
a lot of editing in this fucking episode.
It was a little governor. Oh no, I'm leaving all that shit in.
Yeah, okay.
I'm leaving all that shit in.
Kids don't listen, kids.
Listen, just don't break Kevin's balls because he'll cut that out. You break my balls.
Yeah,
I'll
you
leave
break
that
my
in.
balls.
I don't know Kevin well enough.
I have editing control. That's just
Plus,
just remember
Kevin
that.
said he was having a bad day, a really bad day. I feel bad for him, This is the Suffering Podcast. I feel your pain, pal.
Listen, any day that ends in a Y is a bad day for Kevin.
Yelling at the kids, take the fucking picture.
This is true. This is very true.
So anyway, I grew up in North Arlington. It's a very small town, borough. I knew everybody. Went to Queen of Peace Grammar School. Went to Queen of Peace High School. Then transferred to North Arlington.
Failed out.
I got kicked out.
Same thing.
Same thing.
The best cops are the ones that always got in trouble in school.
Exactly.
Well, I was trying to get kicked out. See, I didn't have my stepfather and I never saw it. I was the kid, and he had children with my mother, so it was very awkward. It was just bad. My father was always around. He didn't have any say in anything. My mother was like terrible to my father. Whatever happened with them happened with them. But so that was my thing was get out of the house. So I must have spent more time with my friends and at the playground than I did ever in my house. You grow up and I was a fucking altar boy. No, nothing like that, Mike. Yeah, here we go. Oh, reach for the bread, Robert? Yes, Father Brady. But that's when I first started drinking. That is the first time
the wine?
I had a drink. All of them have different wines. So we would, me and, I'm not going to name names. Anyway, me and one of the other guys that we grew up with, we would test the wine. And, somebody drank port, somebody drank red, somebody drank white. It was all good.
That's why they call it Jesus juice.
12. Yeah, man. I found the Lord.
That was the priest saying, "Oh God, oh God, oh God," behind you.
North Arlington joke. You were the original Wolfie.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, dude, that freaking kid.
Was that the Wolfie? Was the doll from Eddie Monster?
No. This is a guy who is mentally challenged who lives in our town,
but we took him under our wing.
We loved him. He's
heavily
he's
involved
be
in
like
the sports
65
programs.
years old or something like that. He's way older than us.
Right.
And he was just
He got a job like working for the church.
He was working in a rectory, and he got fired for drinking
He drank all
the sacrament. And it was funny how I found out because my son plays CYO basketball. He did. He's in the oldest one's in high school now. So I said, Father Scott, how do you fire Wolfie? I mean, it's Wolfie. He goes, he got caught stealing the sacrament. I said, what? The bread or the? He goes, come on, the wine. He goes, not one time, 3 times. He goes, the last time we found him passed out in the rectory with 16 bottles laying on the thing. I said, oh, all right. I said, well, that's, I guess, you know. He worked down Stop and Shop. I walked in. I said, Wolfie, fuck you. I said, fuck me. What did I do to you? He was wasted. You don't allow me to come to football practice anymore. He was always at our football practice. I always let him until he started cursing out the fucking players. You fucking kids don't listen. Fuck you. Your parents are jerk-offs. What the fuck are you doing, Wolfie? Get out of here.
But this was like a North Arlington guy that we really just like took on, like him and Vinny Macaluso.
Oh, yeah. Vinny used to do the tumble salt when I went to North Arlington High School. I knew who Vinny Macaluso was my whole life.
Vinny Macaluso had Down syndrome.
Down syndrome. Great dude, the hugs, and he'd be all over you and everything. But I never knew what they did at North Arlington High School because I was at Queen of Peace.
So this kid actually went to regular
No, he
school?
was like their mascot. Like he would come to all the games.
Oh, Jesus
so,
Christ.
Dude, no, seriously. Like he would be with the thing, and the coach always had him around. So when I played basketball my senior year, and they were announcing us, and we're sitting out, all the guys, you know, are sitting out. You line up, and you go out, and they say, "Yo, starting point guard Bobby Cudele, Brian Renshaw, whoever else." And then Vinny does a tumble salt.
No, they played the national anthem. Right after the national anthem, he starts like gearing himself up. He would
gear him up for this big tumble salt, and it made him feel fantastic.
And
I mean, looking back now, it's like, you know.
Then he'd jump up and say, "Victory!"
Yeah, he was crazy. And he used to sit on the bench with us, and he'd come over it like if you got pulled out because I was always getting pulled out for something. What the fuck are you doing? And then he'd come up next to you and put his hand and go, "It's okay, Bobby." Like, thanks, Vin.
That's all the fabric of North Arlington, though. You know, the small,
it's
close-knit
these
town
little
like
things,
that.
like, you know. And he lived like right around the corner from where I live now in those apartment
he lived in the apartments by me.
Yeah.
My cousin's got Down syndrome, and he is my favorite cousin. All right, but he's getting older now. And oddly enough, he's the one that was supposed to die young. But out of all his brothers and sisters, he's the only one left. Like, he's probably in his 60s now. But he used to be so strong.
Oh, yeah.
Like crazy strong. I get and wrestle. But he had a mind of like maybe a 5 or 6 year old.
Yeah.
And he would get you down and just opinion 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But they're so much fun. And, you know, I've never met a parent of a Down syndrome person that ever said, "Oh, this is tough." It's always the greatest thing ever. So
we brought it up when Derek Taylor was in here.
Oh,
you know, people used to come up to him and say, "Oh, you know, like, do you have any kids?" "Yeah, I have a son that's, you know, cerebral palsy and autistic." And they say, "Oh, I'm sorry." What are you sorry for?
What are you sorry for? Yeah. But Derek's just one of the.
Well, that's one of the biggest. I hate to say anything good about Mike Felice. I really do. It pains me.
It's just going to pain him, I know.
We went through. Dude, this guy walked on water.
Were all your friends mentally challenged, by the way?
Yeah, well, that,
here we
and,
go.
you know, physically abused, whatever else. I mean, it's bad. But,
you know, that's how some people, they surround themselves by that, make themselves feel smarter.
I get to, well,
I was never an altar boy, though.
He was, yeah. Hey, well, how big is Father Jack? What? So, but Mike does his stuff with the Special Olympics that is just second to none. I mean, he's so involved. I always found that to be very impressive, and it's just the dedication that takes alone. He's always doing something. If you talk to somebody that's involved, you bring up. I love to drop his name. I'm not a name dropper. I never did that shit. But with him, I go, "Hey, where's Mike Felice?" They go, "Oh, Mike's up at the." They know exactly where he is and like what he's doing, and he just it must be very rewarding for him. But I think it's fantastic.
I got to leave here today and go to the Snowball for Special Olympics. I was there till 11 o'clock last night.
Was that the one, the MetLife Stadium?
yeah.
MetLife Stadium. I saw a bunch of posts of that. Now, I know it wasn't all fun and everything. You seem like a riot to be around. You know, if your life was all sunshine and rainbows, we wouldn't
be sitting here.
We wouldn't be sitting here right now.
I'd be like, "Fuck your podcast."
The suffering of sunshine and rainbows doesn't really have a good flow.
Can I have
to
a
it.
butterfly?
But I know you've had some tough times. So why don't you let everybody in on a little bit of your own suffering story?
Well, you know, everybody has an excuse for their pain or
Indiscretion.
addictions or whatever. I'm not an excuse person. I don't use any of that excuse. I didn't have a great upbringing. I really didn't. The whole neighborhood knew. That was the worst part about it. When you got to walk out of your house and know, because, you know, the old man was kicking the shit out of you or whatever. When I got hit with a bat, a belt, I couldn't wear shorts to gym class because I had welts. Everyone used to make fun of me. Go, why you got shorts on? Because your legs are skinny? No, because I got welt marks and it looks like fucking, you know, I didn't do my chores. You know, I mean.
This was your stepfather.
This is my stepfather.
Yeah.
I mean, I dealt with it. It made me the person I am today in a lot of good ways. It made me stronger mentally. You know, taking a decade of getting your ass kicked every day is kind of tough, you know, and watching your brothers, nothing happened to them. You know, it was always me. Because I knew why. I figured it out. I wasn't stupid.
You were a fucking smartass.
But I was
You were talking
I was spiteful. So I would do things
That was me. Yeah,
like, you know, when in 7th and 8th grade, I was straight A's, I did that because I wanted to go to North Arlington High School. I wanted to go to North Arlington High School. I remember Rip Collins, like, you know, I was like that kid. I had a troubled life, like, you know what I mean? And he wanted me to come, like he loved me, you know? And no one ever cared about me, you know? It was everybody else's parents were normal. Like his parents were normal, Mike Tatore's parents, they were all normal and they were in the town. My stepfather was never, I used to walk to Little League, I used to walk to football practice. No one ever came, you know what I mean? So that was like, no one knew about me, you know, and I was just a kid that showed up. I had no direction at home. What are you playing sports for? And it's not going to do shit for you. Do your studies. So I would fail. And he'd see it and go nuts and he'd beat the fuck out of me. And I get enjoyment out of that because I made him angry. You know, I made him put the paper down.
Well, that's like that scene in Good Will Hunting where the old man used to come home. I think Robin Williams was telling the story, and he's like, the old man used to come home and he'd put a hammer, a wrench, and a belt on the table. Or it was something like that. And he says, choose. Because he's going to get a beating on one of these. Most people would choose the belt.
He'd take the wrench.
Well, Will says, I'd take the wrench. You go, why would you take the wrench? Because fuck him.
Yeah, exactly.
Because fuck him.
I can't, like, my bigger problem is probably with my mother, the fact that she never stood up for me. So that was, you feel that abandonment. But you don't know that shit when you're growing up. You're just in a bad situation. So you do, you know, I was at the playground. That's where I spent most of my time, Jefferson Playground. Fucking doing whatever, stickball, box ball, basketball, football, whatever I could do.
Like I said, in North Arlington, there were always kids at the playground.
And there was always something to do.
And it didn't have to be your group of friends.
Oh, it could be anywhere. You could go, I could go to Washington School, down where, closer in Fisher Field, by where he was. I used to go down to Wilson because Darren was one of my better friends and I used to hang out with him all the time. And you could go, there was a lot of outlets. So that saved my ass in that sense.
So yeah, you could have gone the other way and gotten into
I could hang out with the bad kids and stuff like that, but
there was a cemetery crew.
Yes,
we used to call them the stoners.
Mike Roman.
It's funny how sports and it sounds like you're really into sports. It's funny how sports saves a lot of kids.
Well, my problem is that I was really into sports, but I never did anything, and when you're a kid, when your father does something with you, like my father was absent in that matter because he wasn't involved in anything. So he would show up at some stuff and my mother would never tell him when I was playing. And when I was around him, I was scared because he had a really bad temper. My father's completely different than the people I grew up with. Like he had this big and he just was nasty, you know, and I was scared of him to tell him what was going on. So I never told him. And then he would say, why aren't you playing Little League or whatever? Oh, he took me off because I failed like a grade or I got a D and he took me off. And then he would get pissed and he had this huge fight. The cops came to my house. He was standing in front of the house. He threw a bottle through the window. He's an alcoholic. My old man loved the booze, shit like that. So I was scared to tell him anything. You know, I said, he'll come in the house and kill everybody. You know what I mean? So I just dealt on it the way I dealt on it, you know, and
I know you got big into boxing back in the day, too. Is that the reason you got into boxing?
Well, you know, my father put me into boxing in the Armory when I was a kid, and because he was big on defending yourself. You know what I mean? Knowing how to fight. And the funniest part is I knew how to box since I was 6. I boxed, and I boxed up to when I was an adult. I was always doing it. You know, only like I would never start a fight. I never started a fight in my life. But you know, if I had to fight, I'd fight. You know what I mean? Like, but I wasn't somebody who went looking for it. You know, that wasn't my thing. I wasn't like, you know.
As long as you're prepared.
I watched Mike fight, and Mike have some good fights. You know, he has those big ass hands. You want to get hit with that, you know. But I wasn't like that. I was like, if you pushed me, like, you know, I had fights growing up. and then no one wanted to fight me. Like I fought a couple kids that, okay, let's not fight anymore. Unpack, guys like that.
If you fight enough, eventually you're going to get an ass beaten. It's just the way that
it
is.
wasn't my thing. I just like to get along with everybody. You have guys that, growing up. But my big thing was the household. So I was constantly getting out. And, obviously you build a lot of regret from that. You look back and you say, oh, I wish I did this. I wish I did that. You see, this guy goes to Seton Hall. He's playing football. He's a really good athlete, and I'm sitting around with my dick in my hand. You know what I mean?
Is your father still with us?
Yeah, he's 82. He's in Florida.
All right. Does he know now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know things now that I didn't. Like he told me stuff way after, like why he got divorced from my mother, that she was with my stepfather beforehand, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So that personal stuff I didn't know back then. I mean, why would he tell me?
No wonder he's angry.
Yeah, he's still.
He had a lot of hidden anger.
Yeah. Now, what did he say about the abuse going on in the house now?
He would have did exactly what I thought he would have did. So, I mean, I probably saved his ass. This is a guy who paid extra child support. And we had an argument. He didn't talk to me for 3 months because he said, I gave her extra child support to put in a bank account for you. And I wanted them to see it and all this other stuff. So it would be there. And she spent it. I said, why wouldn't you just put it in a bank account for me? He got all pissed off at me, hung up.
Sounds, hindsight's 20/20.
This is a guy that told me that he's a big Red Sox fan. So he goes, Terry Francona is a shitty manager. And I go, he's got 2 World Series that they never won fucking before that. I said, and he's shitty? How is he shitty? I said, you're shitty. Fucking, that's it. You don't know shit. Then he tells I have 2 siblings from him that I get along fabulous with. My one brother owns a bar in Philadelphia, and my sister's like a multimillionaire up in Milwaukee. So he calls my brother, Bobby's pissed because I know more about baseball than he does. That's my father's mentality. Like, he's just straightforward. Like, my brother had anxiety. Everybody has anxiety. You just don't realize. You don't know how to deal with it, right? He goes, your brother's got this fucking anxiety. It's ridiculous. Just fucking have a beer and fucking take a deep breath. That's his like mentality. He thinks it's a sign of weakness. So that's what I have on the other side too. You know what I mean? So you're like, Jesus Christ.
See, that's one thing that you and Bobby actually have in common now.
What, a lot of anxiety?
That too. But your mutual hatred for the world's greatest baseball team.
Oh my God. I fucking hate that team. I tell my kids that the Yankees break into people's houses during Christmas and steal presents. And there's a reason why I hate those teams.
Because they win.
No.
Jealousy?
They buy it. With enough money, anything can be bought.
Who's not buying championships?
They haven't been buying anything lately.
No.
And have they won lately?
No.
There's my point. No, it's just the cockiness. I used to hate A-Rod worse than anything, almost as much as Jeter. But I hated Jeter because he was that good. But I used to hate A-Rod because every time he got up to the plate, I'm doing you a fucking favor by showing up at this baseball game. That was his attitude.
If Jeter wore a Phillies jersey,
I love him.
You gotta love. I like Derek Jeter. Yeah. I like Derek Jeter. I'll tell you what,
Bobby. Hold on a second. Stay on Derek Jeter. Take away Derek Jeter's looks, his talent, and his money. We're the same person. Him and I. I'm the same person as him.
Can I leave?
And we'll end it on that.
I didn't realize I'm with Derek Jeter's twin. This is amazing. The thing I thought I was just
take away everything Derek Jeter has. The beautiful wife, the $1 million, this, that.
Him and I.
Kevin is the same. I actually getting wood right now.
I'm the same person.
They put their pants on the same way.
Listen, you want to know how bad this is Yankee fans, and I don't really have a huge issue. I'm not actually as much of a hater as you are. I respect the fact that they got this great organization. They won all this shit. But David Ortiz gets in the Hall of Fame, okay? The first thing all the Yankees fans say, why isn't Barry Bonds in? They hate Barry Bonds. Every single one of them was like, fuck Barry Bonds. He's a disgrace. He did steroids, all this other shit. Now the Red Sox got in. It's Barry Bonds is like, he's the greatest player that ever lived. And so is this guy. And so is that guy.
I've been living with that forever with Pete Rose not being in.
That's a whole different animal.
The greatest baseball player that ever lived, arguably, and he's not in the Hall of Fame because he bet on himself. We all bet on ourselves from time to time. But
wish I bet on myself more.
So you have a little bit of issues from the way you grew up. Then you become do you go right into police work after high school?
No. I went into the workforce. I got believe it or not, my stepfather got me a job at Prudential. All right, and I did good there. It was a well-paying job. I started off in like the tape room, and no college, nothing like that, minimal college, and went in, just worked my way up to another division. I was making really good money. I was about 27 when I took the police test.
Blew his way up.
Hey, nothing wrong with getting on your knees every now and then. You got to get dirty, baby.
That's how you get promoted. Isn't that correct? And again,
Bobby's a sergeant.
Patrolman. Patrolman.
Well, it's not like Lyndhurst where they go, oh, did you bring the chief oatmeal? Okay, here's your stripes. We got to take a test. It's civil service.
No. See, that's where you're wrong with the oatmeal. It was a tea milk on sugar.
Yeah, it was a tea bag. Oh, chief, your balls are gigantic. Oh, my God.
26. I got on, I think, when I was 26.
Yeah, I didn't get on at 27. I had to wait. I got fucking. Thank God I got hired by the Hudson County Sheriff's Office because Joe Cassidy is the reason why I'm a cop. Because
that's your hook.
Well, I had a DWI.
And see, the funny thing is, Joe Cassidy, my father's best friend.
Really?
Yep.
Wait, you had a DWI prior to getting on?
I had a DWI when I was 20-something.
So is that where the drinking? Like you've been drinking for?
I've been drinking since the altar boy days. You know, all that sex, I had to drink it out of my head. No, I didn't say that, did I? I'm sorry, Catholic organizations.
Oh, fuck the Catholic organization. I'll tell you why. Because 8 priests from my high school alone, I went to Catholic high school, 8 priests were caught.
No, I know.
And because here's what they did.
What were you in that movie Spotlight?
he's just jealous because they didn't do it to him.
No,
he's like, oh, God. Pull your socks up.
It was that Brad Pitt movie. That's where that was. Oh no, that was.
That's not Brad Pitt. That's a Fight Club.
No, whatever. The one of the dozen movies where the priest fucked a little boy. Okay, but that's what the priests were in mind. So I got no love for the Catholic Church at all. I know not all priests are bad, but there's enough of them to say there's a fucking problem. You know. But anyway, I'm not
absolutely
saying I'm not saying you were
believe
fucked.
me, I wasn't. Listen, I've already told you all that. I definitely tell you that. Hey, it might be some kind of wonderful. Who the fuck do I know?
Did you ever once ask yourself, "What, am I not attractive? How come they didn't come on to me?"
No, I think he pulled on the rope a couple of times. Hey, you need to adjust this, son. Could you say that in Latin? We used to take the bread before it was fucking eat it. Oh my God, dude. Me and fucking Mark Leibel. Hey, this is just like a cracker. It's not blessed. Are we going to go to hell? No, it's not blessed yet. Oh, give me some of that. I'm starving.
So was it a progression or was it a social thing that you just started drinking?
Listen, nobody sets out to be a fucking alcoholic. I don't know if I believe in hereditary or any of the other shit that people say. You know, I mean, you learn a lot as you go through it, right? Progressively, you know, I didn't one day go, oh man, I got to drink every day for the rest of my life. I just started drinking. And I wasn't a huge drinker in high school, to be honest with you, like, you know, parties and stuff like that. And I had a couple of beers. Every now and then I, you know, drink a little. Like when I would go to Jersey City to visit, that was my vacation. See, my mother and my stepfather and the kids.
That's a fucked up childhood of Jersey City.
Would go to, you know, Wildwood, where they go on vacations. But I was the fucking black sheep, so I went to Jersey City. So my aunt lived on Fairmont, and, you know, obviously I knew the whole fucking neighborhood, right? So we would go out, and we were like 14, and we were getting into like the Citizen Kane, Astor Bar, drinking. Just playing softball for them and shit in the summertime. That was my summer vacation. Playing hockey and shit, street hockey by St. Peter's College. So I'm over there, and we drink. And then I throw up a couple times. But yeah, so I got fucked up there, and I have like an episode where my cousin locked me out of the house, and I had to sleep at my friend Eddie's house, and I'm puking all night long. But you'd think that the normal person is like, shit, I don't want to do that again. I'm never drinking again. But that stuff started early.
I've said that once or twice.
That stopped late for me, early for me. I developed the ability to drink normal amounts of fucking alcohol, and you know, I didn't throw up. I wouldn't get sick.
You know, I'm sure it happened in every town, but it was, I mean, I could only speak for North Arlington growing up there. It was kind of prevalent back then. Yeah. Right? We used to go up to the Elks. Remember, after the basketball games, we used to go in front of the Elks. there'd be a crowd of 50 people there. Everybody just passing around bottles. You're taking a shot of Jack Daniels, taking a shot of blackberry brandy. Sometimes you get the girls.
Schnapps.
Yeah.
Schnapps. I think that was everybody. Peach schnapps. Everybody had their first
I like
drink
the
of peach.
peppermint schnapps in the wintertime.
Or blackberry brandy. That was the other one that's usually your first drink. We can't all be upper class Sacramento wine.
Or
Well,
every once in a while, the girls would pass by the Boone's Farm wine or something.
Mad Dog was it for us. 'Cause I'm South
Mad
Jersey
Dog
kid.
2020.
They
No,
don't-
that I hit that.
They don't sell it up here anymore. They still sell it in
Orange
South Jersey.
Jubilee.
I was a Kiwi Lime.
That's gay. But I can't say that. My bad. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Father.
Yeah, that's not cool. Orange Jubilee, and if you dove into a pool, you lost all. You didn't know up was down, and they had to save you. That's what that shit did to you. Your equilibrium was totally upside down.
I tell young kids today when they come in hungover or something, I'm like, "Would you?" Because I know they don't sell Mad Dog around here. I know they don't sell it at least in this immediate.
Well, they
area.
don't send it here, but don't forget, we're like North Arlington's the doorstep of Hudson County. It's not. It's the armpit of Bergen County and the doorstep of Hudson County. It should just be Hudson County
And Essex County.
because we all act like we're from there. We don't act like people from North Arlington that grew up there. Don't act like people from Rutherford or people from Hasbrook Heights or people up Wyckoff. No, that's like, kidding me? They're like saying their prayers and shit. We're like, fuck you, really.
But I'm saying that you're not hungover until you've been hungover on Mad Dog.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
The sugar content in that it's the worst hangover in the world. But I don't know. Maybe the seltzer beers are just
Well,
as bad.
sangria could be pretty bad too if you drink about 6 or 7 pitchers of it.
What's the hangover? Because I don't drink anymore.
I generally
Okay.
don't get hangovers.
We only got one alcoholic in the room today.
Mike does not get hangovers.
I don't really drink. I pace myself when I drink. I don't.
No,
go out and,
I'm
binge
asking,
drink.
I'm asking a serious question because I don't drink those seltzer things, and I know they got some sugar in them. Some of them do anyway. I'm wondering if the hangover is just as bad.
No, not really.
No.
I mean, I've been worse on Jack Daniels.
Mike, we're driving somewhere, 30-pack, but 30-pack's about 15 done now. So there's
He paces
cans
himself.
all over, driving around in a white GMC, fucking Jimmy, whatever that fucking truck was. Beer's been there the whole day. Cracks one open, drinking. I go, the beer's warm. So what? Drink it.
Do you understand
It's
when we went down to Florida, I don't think I saw him drink a bottle of water, but he was always drinking. I've never seen anything like it.
Hydration, man.
Not
Doesn't
one.
matter.
At one point, I actually said to him, "I'm like, bro, you got to drink some water, man."
Well, he likes fluids, especially bodily fluids. Ooh, this tastes a little sulfury. Yeah, I had some asparagus.
We did the
last
one
night.
show down there. The guy's like, "A bottle of vodka behind a curtain. You want it? Okay."
I wanted to just like.
Not
Really?
if it's
Really?
Stolshanaya. You can't drink that anymore.
Oh, is that the Russian stuff?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, Stoli, yeah.
Yeah,
Stoli
that was my drink.
Stoli was your
I
drink of
told my
choice?
wife the other day, I said, thank God I'm an alcoholic. She goes, why? I go, can't drink Stoli anymore. God forbid you sit next to a Ukrainian person, you wear that fucking bottle over your head.
Well, how long did it take you to find your drink of choice? I mean, you started from Sacramento wine. I'm sure there was some beer in there.
Well, the Lord was in me. So, I was open to all.
Was Lord that guy that used to hang out on Third?
No, his name was Father Vic.
A lot of gay jokes being thrown around here.
I liked malt liquor because I was my Jersey City, dude. Old English 800, fucking double deuce. What do you call it? What's that shit? The malt liquor.
Colt 45.
Colt 45 double deuce. Oh man, me and my cousin Michael used to kill that.
Back in the day when I played semi-pro football, let's just say there was a lot of black guys on the team. And after the games, when we take a bus back, first stop was at the liquor store. All of these guys drink Old English 800.
Love that shit.
I always wondered how that got tied into the black community.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
I don't know. I know Billy D. Williams was a spokesman for quite a while. Maybe they marketed it that
it's
way.
It's a taste. You know what I mean? It's a taste. Maybe that's just a way. I never knew it either. All I know is the Royal Liquor Store on Bergen Ave in Jersey City, and Jimmy was working there, and I was 15 years old, and he sold me as much as anything I wanted. Hey, Bobby, you're 18 now, right? Because then the drinking age was 18 when we were 14.
Both
Yeah.
you guys fall under the 18?
No, we
No,
were
we missed
21.
it.
We were actually 19 I think
Yeah,
we
for
had
a
it for
year.
like a week or something like
Yeah.
that. And then they pulled it back. But that didn't stop me.
Yeah. No, you just kept going.
No, I looked like I was 12 too when I was like 16, so it didn't matter. But you knew somebody, and the guy, that's where I would get it. I like that. Then I think I filtered into just regular beer, and I drank everything.
I mean, we had a lot of different friends who had older brothers too, so
You could always get someone to go in for you.
yeah, readily
You
available.
always got to.
And I also promoted younger people drinking too. I would buy them when I was of age. I would buy them
You have to pay it forward.
Yeah.
It was done for you. You got to do it
And
for
exactly.
them as well.
Oh, what do you need? A case of 8s? Remember that? A case of 8s?
Especially when they grease you $5-10 or something.
Yeah. No, just give me an 8-pack.
Oh, we used to hang around the liquor store, trying to. This guy looks like he looks cool. I'll ask him. And then they're walking out the back with
Yeah.
your
And then
money.
it's an undercover cop.
Not when I was looking. Nobody gave a shit. I mean, all we're looking for is a 12-pack of Rheingold or something, or old Milwaukee, which then it wasn't what it is now.
I got more old school guys that I work with, or guys that I know my whole life from like Carney, because my father-in-law is a retired Carney cop. Oh, your father-in-law was the best, except when he took our fucking beer. You know how much beer he drank on us? He used to always find us and then put it in the trunk, and later on after work, they'd be boozing. I said, yeah, that was old school.
Again, another thing in North Arlington, we had one cop, I'm not going to mention his name. We said there was a park down by the river. We used to line the riverbed with beer. We'd put 1 6-pack on the table. He'd come down every week like clockwork. How many times I got to tell you kids not to drink here? Put the 6-pack in the car. He was gone. Take the beer over from the river, and we'd start drinking all night.
Jesus.
It was like a bribe, but it was worth it.
So you get into this drinking stoli. If you had to guess, how long was it bad? How long was it bad for you?
About 15 years.
15 years. And what was your frequency?
The only time I would take time off from drinking, and I was very deceptive. Like people, unless you hung out with me and you caught my act, you didn't really know, because I bounced from here to there, and I always went to work.
You were
very functional.
You were a walking 2-0?
Yeah.
See,
Bobby's just like a very crazy person, as you could tell. And he was like the same when he was drinking.
Yeah, I really didn't.
So you really
change.
didn't see a difference in him.
But like these guys, like little things, like we go, me, him, and his buddy Mitch would go somewhere, and then they would want to go somewhere else, and I'd be like, no, I'm gonna stay, or I would leave and go somewhere else. Like I was really shady, you know what I mean? I would bounce from here to there. I couldn't stay in one place, you know what I mean? I was bad like that.
Well, the one time, I think it was the Melvin Santiago funeral. Remember that in Jersey City, right by Lincoln Park?
How much trouble I got in that thing.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
We go there. Now, if you've ever been to a police funeral, let's just say most cops are off duty, but they're in uniform. All the cars parked together. There's always some alcohol around or something like that, and then after the funeral, you go back to the cars, you have a couple drinks, you go home. Meet Bobby there, and Bobby says, hey, why don't you come back to my house tonight? We'll have a couple beers. We'll sit around a fire pit. We'll have a couple beers. Yeah, sure, no problem. So like 7 o'clock, I go pick up some beer, go to Bobby's house, ring the doorbell. His wife, Kara, answers the door. I'm like, where's Bobby? She goes, oh, he's at the funeral. I'm like, oh, no. Oh, no.
I never made it back.
Never made it home.
Because I know all those guys, all those Jersey City cops.
Yeah.
They're like, I know them since I was kids, like all those guys. So once I get with them, it's like a black hole. It doesn't stop. So it's weird being at actually one of the last times I drank was the last Jersey City funeral that they had a couple of years ago. Last time that I actually got in a fight with one of their captains at the Park Tavern. Or I know him. We played softball together, but he was wasted and I was wasted. So you think about a Harrison cop in dress uniform with like 50 Jersey City cops, and starting with the captain. All these junkers like fucking wanted to fight me. And my buddy Paul, he's like, you don't want to fight him. Stop. You don't want to. I said, what do you think? I can take like 6 or 7 of them, right? That's in my mind. I'm like, we're going to fight my fellow brothers.
Right.
It's just fucking whacked out of my mind. And then I go back to his house. He owns a locksmith.
It's a safe fight. I'm going to tell you why it's a safe fight. They're not going to kill you.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not going to kill you. You might catch a beating, but they're not going to kill you.
Go back to my buddy's house and stay there till 9 o'clock the next morning, and come walking in with the tie off to the side. Don't know where my hat is. Fucking whacked. She just looks at me, shakes her head.
Well, we're going to get into how this affected your life on our next episode, because we're going to have you back to finish this. There's no way we can do this in one episode, Mike.
I told you yesterday I think this would be a two-parter.
So we're going to bring Bobby back for the next episode here. And that's going to do it for the end of part 1 of the Suffering of Alcoholism with Bobby Cudele. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Look for Mike on Instagram at dented_ace. Look for Bobby on Instagram at Bobby Crudele. Look for me at Real Kevin Donaldson. And join us next week for the conclusion, part 2 of the Suffering of Alcoholism with Bobby Cudele.